Have you ever wondered why certain patterns in your life seem to repeat no matter how much you try to change? Why some doors remain closed no matter how loud you knock? It's not because life is resisting you, it's because life is reflecting you. The universe is not ignoring your intentions, it's amplifying your frequency. This isn't metaphor, this is vibration, and vibration doesn't lie. Every thought you dwell on, every emotion you embody, every belief you rehearse, each of them hums at a specific frequency. And that frequency doesn't just stay within you. It ripples outward, collapsing waveforms into matter, tuning your reality like a radio to match your inner broadcast. You think you're seeing the world as it is, but you're not. You're witnessing an echo, a mirrored projection of your dominant energetic state. This is the principle mystics spoke of and quantum physicists are now validating. Reality isn't solid, it's responsive. And the moment you change your frequency, the echo shifts. The illusion that life happens to you begins to dissolve when you realize life is happening through you. Not in theory, but in physics. Not in affirmations, but in alignment. The vibration you emit is the truth of who you are beneath your words. And reality? Reality is just the feedback loop, the echo, responding to that vibration with precision so exact, it will keep giving you versions of life that validate what you most unconsciously believe. So let's disrupt the loop. Let's go beyond the surface and recalibrate the signal. Because once you shift the vibration, the entire echo chamber of reality bends. In this video, you're not just going to learn how, you're going to feel it. By the end, you'll never see reality the same again. Every ancient text, every spiritual lineage, every whisper from the sages who touched the unseen has said it in some form. The world outside is not separate from the world within. But today, science begins to catch up. Quantum physics reveals that what we call reality is made of probabilities, potentials, not fixed facts. It does not solidify until something observes it. And that something isn't just your eyes. It's your focus, your emotional state, your subconscious expectation. This means reality is not something waiting out there for you to discover. It's something responding in here to who you are being. And that's where vibration steps in. Not as some fluffy concept, but as the carrier wave of your consciousness. When you walk into a room before you speak a word, your vibration announces you. When you touch someone's life, even digitally, your energetic state transmits like a signal. The truth is, people don't respond to your words, they respond to your frequency. And life does the same. That's why you can try to think positive thoughts, visualize abundance, script your goals down every morning. But if your inner state is still humming lack, fear, or unworthiness, the vibration overrides the strategy. The field, this intelligent web of quantum potential, doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you are. And what you are is coded in your vibration. If reality keeps reflecting scarcity, chaos, heartbreak, it's not because you're unlucky. It's because the signal hasn't changed. So the real question isn't how to fix your life. It's how to retune your frequency, because only when the vibration shifts does the echo respond differently. What if you've been trying to rearrange the echo instead of changing the sound? You wake up tired, even after a full night's sleep. You scroll through your phone, chasing dopamine hits that never truly satisfy. You tell yourself, today will be different, but somehow it's not. You meditate, you journal, you visualize, and yet deep inside, nothing really shifts. There's a quiet ache you can't explain, a sense that something's off, something's stuck, but you can't name it. Maybe it's in your relationships where you give more than you receive. Maybe it's in your finances where the struggle feels like an invisible loop. Or maybe it's in your own mind, the never-ending voice whispering, "You're behind, you're not enough, it's too late." And here's the truth that no one ever told you. It's not because you're broken. It's because you've been vibrating in alignment with an old identity, one shaped by childhood wounds, cultural conditioning, inherited fear, and reality has been faithfully echoing that back. You don't need to fix your hustle. You need to update your frequency. Because trying to change your life while vibrating from your old pain is like trying to tune in to a new radio station while still broadcasting static. It's exhausting, discouraging, and worst of all, it makes you doubt yourself. But what if the problem isn't you, but the signal you've unknowingly been sending? What if your reality has been looping not because the world is cruel, but because your vibration hasn't shifted? In the next chapter, we begin the reprogramming, not through willpower, but through vibration, through remembering the version of you who already lives the life you crave. The first step to shifting your vibration isn't doing more, it's becoming aware of what you're already broadcasting. Most people walk through life in autopilot, reacting from patterns so old they don't even realize they're not choosing them. But your body knows. Your nervous system remembers. Every time you flinch at a bill, shrink from love, or brace for disappointment before it happens, that's not life being hard. That's your vibration running on an outdated program. And here's where quantum mechanics gives us power back. The observer effect proves that particles behave differently based on how they're being observed. Translation: your attention, your perception, your state literally reshapes matter. When you change how you see, you change what you collapse into your timeline. That's not spiritual fluff, that's measurable physics. So how do you begin? You start with focus, not by controlling your thoughts like a drill sergeant, but by becoming conscious of what emotional frequency you dwell in most. Is it worry, doubt, desperation, or trust, peace, sufficiency? The answer reveals the station you've been tuned to and the life that's been echoing it back. Dr. Joe Dispenza's studies on brain scans show that people who intentionally shift into future-focused emotional states, gratitude, joy, certainty, trigger real biological change, new neural patterns, regulated nervous systems, expanded electromagnetic fields. That means your frequency isn't a feeling, it's a formula. One you can access, repeat, and stabilize. And when you do, the field listens, not to your words, but to your coherence. Because the quantum doesn't speak English, it speaks energy. And the better you broadcast, the more precisely it responds. Here's what no one tells you about manifestation. It's not about what you want, it's about what you expect. And expectation isn't a thought. It's a vibration coded deep in your nervous system. You can say, "I am abundant," all day long, but if your body tightens every time you check your bank account, if your breath shortens when someone talks about success, then the field reads your true broadcast. Fear, lack, not enough. And the quantum field, neutral, precise, immediate, responds to that. This is why so many people feel like they're doing everything right, yet manifest nothing new. It's not because they're unworthy, it's because they're vibrating in mismatch. The key to collapsing new timelines isn't about hoping for them, it's about observing as if they already exist. That's not imagination, it's alignment. When you train your body to feel what it would feel after the breakthrough, relief, confidence, peace, you create a new electromagnetic signal. One that doesn't beg but broadcasts. One that doesn't try but tunes. This is how two people with the same vision board, same affirmations, same goals can have radically different results. One is thinking their desire, the other is being their desire. And the field can tell the difference. So start small. Notice how your body reacts when you visualize your dream. Do you feel excitement or doubt, openness or contraction? That feeling is the signal. And until it matches the future you desire, the future can't collapse into your now. The magic is not in the mind, it's in the frequency beneath the thoughts. Let's get practical, because vibration isn't just energy, it's embodiment. You can't fake a frequency. You can't trick the field. The only way to shift your reality is to shift you. And that begins not with thinking different thoughts, but with training your body to feel safe in a new timeline. Think about it. Your current emotional state is just a habit, a neurological loop reinforced by repetition. Stress, worry, doubt, they're not your identity. They're just patterns your system learned to trust. So if you want to vibrate at a new level, love, abundance, certainty, you have to make those emotions familiar to your nervous system. How? Through rehearsal, through embodiment. You wake up, and before you check your phone, you close your eyes and feel what it's like to be the version of you who already made it. You don't wait for evidence. You become the evidence. You adjust your posture, breathe deeper, slow your pace, not to act like someone else, but to match the vibration of someone who doesn't need to rush, chase, or force. And the wild part? Your biology starts to believe it. Your brain fires new pathways. Your heart rhythm becomes coherent. Your electromagnetic field expands. And as that new signature stabilizes, the field doesn't just notice, it recalibrates. Opportunities start to feel random, but they're not. They're echoes of the new vibration you finally let yourself hold. This is embodiment. Not pretending, but practicing. Not performing, but broadcasting. Until the frequency is no longer a practice, it's your new baseline. Now imagine this. There's already a version of you in the quantum field who's living everything you've ever dreamed of. The abundance, the love, the clarity, the impact. It's not far away, it's not someday. It's vibrating in a frequency right next to you. And the only reason you haven't touched it yet is because your current self hasn't tuned into its signal. But what if you could? What if, just for a moment, you stopped striving, stopped reaching, and instead matched the vibration of that version of you, the one who's no longer searching, but fully anchored? This is not fantasy. It's entanglement. Quantum physics tells us when two particles become entangled, they mirror each other instantly, no matter the distance. And your consciousness works the same. When your vibration matches that future self, the connection becomes real. You start collapsing their timeline into yours, not by effort, but by resonance. You speak differently, walk differently, make decisions from a place of already having it, not hoping it shows up. And the field bends. The people, the opportunities, the insights, they don't come as random blessings. They come because you finally became the version of you who could receive them. This is why embodiment is the gateway. It's the portal that dissolves the illusion of not yet and replaces it with the presence of now. And when now becomes powerful enough, the future no longer has to wait. The secret to sustaining a higher vibration isn't discipline, it's design. You don't rise once and stay there by willpower. You rise again and again by building a field around your identity. Think of it like tuning a musical instrument. Even if you play the right notes, if the strings are out of tune, the song distorts. Your life is the same. If your environment, your habits, your inner dialogue are still coded to the old you, your vibration will keep drifting back, no matter how high you climb. So you create resonance rituals, simple, sacred patterns that realign your field each day. A 3-minute breath work that opens your heart before your phone does. A morning mantra that isn't just words but a felt declaration. A question you ask daily. What would the me who already has it do today? These aren't hacks, they're frequency locks. They hold you in coherence when the old loop tries to seduce you back into fear, doubt, or rush. Because the old frequency doesn't die quietly. It whispers, "This isn't working. Nothing's changing. Who are you to think it's this easy?" That's not truth. That's withdrawal. It's your nervous system detoxing from a lifetime of survival mode. So when those voices come, you don't believe them. You observe them. You smile. You breathe. And you return, not to effort, but to vibration. Over time, the old static weakens, the new signal stabilizes, and your external life begins to mirror not your past, but your power. There will be days when your vibration feels fragile, when the old reality knocks louder than the new one whispers. You'll look around and see the bank balance, the silence from someone you love, the job that still feels too small. And in those moments, the doubt creeps in. Is any of this real? Am I just fooling myself? But here's the quantum truth. Those are not signs of failure. They're echoes of the timeline you're leaving behind. When you change your signal, reality doesn't always shift instantly. It reorganizes. And that reorganization sometimes looks like chaos, like endings, like stillness. But that's just the space the field needs to bend. Think of it like clearing the old radio frequency. The static you feel? That's the old station losing grip. So when resistance shows up, you don't collapse, you anchor deeper. You remind your system, this is not regression, this is recalibration. You double down on coherence. You walk as the new you, not because the outer world proves it, but because the vibration does. And the moment you hold the new frequency long enough, consistently enough, reality has no choice but to align. The doubt fades, the signal sharpens, and life begins to feel lighter. Not because it changed first, but because you did. You stopped reacting to the echo, and you started commanding the tone. Now it's time to activate, not just understand, not just feel inspired, but live from your highest signal. Here's how. Every morning, before the world gets loud, you sit for just 3 minutes, not to think, but to tune. You close your eyes, let go of your name, your past, your story. You breathe into the now, and you ask, what would the version of me who already has it see right now? How would they move, speak, feel? You embody that, even for a few moments. And that signal? That's what the quantum responds to. Not the timeline you're chasing, but the tone you become. You don't have to fix your entire life. You don't have to force the universe. You only need to hold a frequency long enough that it becomes your new baseline. And when that happens, life shifts, not gradually, but quantumly, because vibration doesn't lie, and reality will always echo who you decide to be.
Yucca movements, set a patience.
Now, walking with. So if something in you remembered truth today, if your field stirred, if you felt a shift even in silence, then you're not just watching this video, you're tuning into a new timeline. Declare it, embody it, and let it ripple. If you felt this, share it. Let someone else hear what their soul forgot. Like this video to anchor the frequency. Subscribe if you want more than content, if you want a field. And drop a comment, I choose the frequency of my highest self. Because your words aren't just comments, they're commands to the universe, and the universe is always listening.